Hey, Skip.
How we doing?
Drinking all night?
Skip, man, I can only imagine what 2020 is going to be like.
Yep.
Because 2019 is going out with a bang. Oklahoma got the doors beat off them. Your Cowboys missed the playoff.
Yep.
Poor Tom and LeBron James.
Yeah.
AP decade man of the decade.
Well, that was a joke.
Don't do this, Skip. Yeah, that's so unbecoming of you, Skip.
I mean, do you remember that guy, Tom Brady?
What about him?
Quickly we forget.
And they said the voting was a landslide.
By the way, I need some of that over here. Because, wait, we have breaking news. The Cowboys just accepted a bid to the Alamo Bowl. They're going to play in the Alamo Bowl.
They ain't going nowhere.
I need some Hennessy.
Oh.
Let me smoke some.
You want to vote?
Yeah.
Sure,
It'll be
you
my
would
first
share
ever.
at this point.
Ernestine gonna lock the door. You can't be able to come in. How you doing though, Skip? You good? You hold on. Are you gonna be nice today? Are you gonna be?
Okay.
As long as I can get Jason Garrett fired by the end of the show, I will be happy.
All right. Shannon, what is your biggest takeaway from how the NFC East played out?
Played out how I thought it would, Skip.
Oh, really? You predicted this?
Yes.
Oh, 9-7 to 8-8.
Well, yeah. You remember at the beginning of the season, I said that best case scenario, Skip Bayless, you'll be 9-7. I said, but I'm thinking 8-8, but you're not making the playoffs. We put 5 cases on it.
I lost. You got it.
Skip, look. Even when my team lost to Miami, and you said, give it up, it's over. I said, Skip, you guys will do Cowboys things. You're not making the playoffs because you're the Cowboys, and I told you that. The reason why the Eagles were able to do and overcome this, because the structure, top to bottom, let's start with ownership. Jeffrey Lurie does a better job of running the Eagles than Jerry Jones doing the Cowboys. Now, it's a bigger brand. Hell, I could run the Cowboys and make $275 million. Jerry runs it, makes $350. That's neither here nor there. The coach, I believe Dougie P is a better coach than Garrett. Now, don't do this, Skip. You say Dougie prediction. You called it, what'd you say? The book he wrote, he called it fearless. What'd you say? Fearful? Yeah,
fearful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last but not least.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn, yes, Skip. Last but not least, Skip, the reason why talent evaluators in the beginning, in the middle, and at the very end has said, walk it to him, Wentz. Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, was on full display yesterday. For the people at home, this is what I want you to understand. Wentz finished the game with 3 starters on the offensive side of the football that started week 1 with him. Now, let me tell you what happened. Now, he was throwing to a guy named Robert Davis. He was a 6th-round draft pick in 2016. Deontay Burnett, Greg Ward, started at wide receiver, their undrafted free agent. And the guy that brought him home was the one Boston Scott, undrafted free agent. Now, Skip, last week, you talking about Tony Pollard. He was on the bench cold. Well, how about Miles Sanders go down? Boston Scott, you're up. Now, I need you to take all the pass game, the run game, and I need you to
just play 2 plays yesterday?
Whoa, Skip. Whoa. It's not your turn. I didn't ask you. You interrupted me. Let me have my moment.
Okay.
The Eagles had a sense of urgency. From the very time they lost that game, we can't lose anymore. They lost against Miami, so they had 4 games to play. We can't lose anymore. And what crystallized to me is what I've been saying since 2016. One team got exemplary quarterback play throughout the last month of the season.
That's one of the funniest things you've ever said on this show.
You see, but guess what? I say that, and you might say, oh, it's funny, but guess where I'm going on Saturday? Guess where I'm going to be?
Where?
And guess where you going to be? Watching my team. Eagles. We flying, Skip Bayless. And I told you this. It's simple as this, Skip.
When did the Eagles become your team?
Well, I don't know. There were moments where I don't know if I was feeling that.
You know good. See, you always try to shift it when they become your team. You know, walk into them, be my guy. Now, all of a sudden, you want to shift the blame. But just simple as this. When you can finish the season without your top 3 receivers, your top tight end, your right tackle goes down 2 weeks ago and he's not playing. Brooks, your all-pro guard, he goes down. Back up, you come in and do this thing. Perkins the tight end caught an undrafted free agent. Name the time that Dak Prescott has ever been able to overcome something like this, because all I did was hear you cry and sing snot in 2017. He doesn't have a number 1. Zeke is suspended. No Sean Lee, no Tyron Smith. That man won 4 games.
Was he playing the Giants in those?
Whoa.
Did he get to play the Giants twice in the last 4 games?
Hold up.
No.
Did you guys play the Giants?
No.
Yeah.
Time ago.
Did you play Washington? Yeah. Did you play Buffalo? Yeah. Did you play the Packers? Yeah. So my guy is better than yours. And the reason why they won is because the quarterback play is better than the quarterback play that you got over the last month.
Is that it?
Yep.
Thank you. Now it's my turn.
Skip.
Take your time.
Yesterday was as I warned you, it would be a foregone conclusion. As I predicted, the Eagles backed into winning the NFC East because the Eagles had the easiest closing schedule in the National Football League, and God bless them, they took advantage of it. I told you what was going to happen at Giants. But you said, no, don't be surprised if the Giants upset the Eagles. Baloney! The Giants are pathetic. They are 30th in the NFL in points allowed. That was a foregone conclusion. The Eagles yesterday could have beaten the Giants with their second team, which is pretty much what they did, right? Danny Dimes is Danny Pennies when the money is on the line. Check it out. Saquon Barkley, you call him the best running back in football.
You saw that.
I see the most overrated running back in football, and I'm standing by it, and I've said it from the start. He's nothing but a luxury back. He'll give you one big run a game, and yesterday it was 68 yards to the house. What happened on the other 16 carries? How about 24 total yards? That's 1.9 yards per carry on all the other 16 carries from Saquon Barkley, who is not an every down between the tackles, establish the running game kind of running back. Completely overrated. But you got carried away by what Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley did to the Redskins. They're even worse than the Giants. They're 3-13 they finished. They now have a new head coach as we speak, Ron Rivera, and they were 27th in the league in points allowed. They're pathetic. And I look at Carson Wentz. He brought them home with exemplary quarterback play.
Yeah, he did.
Baloney, he did. Look what it took. That Monday night game when their roll started, the last 4 games, it's Monday night at home. You're in Philadelphia. And what happened? It took all the way to overtime after Carson Wentz stunk it up for 3.5 quarters. It took all the way to overtime against these pathetic 4-12 Giants to pull the game out. And you're proud of that?
Yeah, I am.
Are you kidding me? His
Very
QBR
proud.
in that game was a 53, which is 3 points above average. And then they went to Washington. What happened? Carson Wentz right on schedule, fumbled. He's like a slot machine. You just pull down the hammer, and boom, the ball pops out. And the Washington Redskins recovered, and boom, they went ahead 27-24 with a field goal. And here came Carson Wentz late, but it took him all the way until 26 seconds were left to beat the Redskins. I mean, the Cowboys just beat the stuffing out of the Redskins and the Giants. The Cowboys beat the Giants 35-17 and 37-18. I told you yesterday the score would be 35-14, and it wound up 34-17. Sue me, I was a little bit off. But it's just predictable what's going to happen between the Eagles and the Giants because the Giants and the Redskins were not only bad, but they were home for the holidays, both of them, except for that game against your Eagles. So look at what Carson Wentz did over his last 4 games. He got to take advantage of Dak Prescott when he could not even practice the week before the game and took a cortisone shot in his shoulder and then had to take a pain-killing shot before the game and a pain-killing shot at halftime and clearly was not himself in that game. And Carson Wentz managed to survive 17-9. Way to go. Beautiful. So his QBRs down the stretch were 53, 74, 61, 55. That's an average of 61. Again, this is scaled 0 to 100. So his average for the whole year was 63. So he was actually below average against the weakest closing schedule in the NFL. And you're over there gloating? Have another drink on me.
Hold on, Skip.
Toast Carson Wentz.
Skip.
Way to go.
Okay, Skip.
Special.
Okay, here's the thing.
Special.
You said his QBR was 53. What was this? All those low numbers.
Yeah.
What was his win total?
Giants, you got to beat a 4-12 team twice, a 3-13 team once, and an 8-8 team once. That's your closing schedule. Congratulations, Eagles.
Skip.
Way to go.
Hold on. It was you.
I should stand up. Give me a standing ovation.
It was you and Jerry.
I'm impressed, you know.
It was you and Jerry that was leading the parade when you played those very Giants, the very Washington team in the beginning, and you said it. Now when the Eagles turned to play them, now they're terrible. But you didn't say that when the Cowboys beat them.
I'm just talking about you gloating about how Carson Wentz finished the season. Really?
Yeah.
You barely pulled out a game against the Giants. You barely pulled out a game against the Redskins. You barely held off the Cowboys.
Okay.
And then you did what you should have done. You took care of business yesterday. But even then, I kept saying, get this over with, because I'm tired of being frustrated with the whole season. And I had to sit and watch your team struggle with the Giants for a whole half because, remember, Boston Scott was in the game early for Miles Sanders. And do you remember that?
Before the half.
Yeah. How about that 3rd and 4 play? It was not before the half. It was actually 7:33 left in the second quarter. Can we see this play? This is how beautiful Carson Wentz was yesterday. Here's Carson Wentz. Look at Boston Scott. Is he not wide open? It's just he's just gone. And Carson Wentz overthrows him by 10 yards, and I'm saying, just get it over with. Put me out of my misery. Put Jason Garrett out of his misery. I'm sick and tired of this. Just get it over with. They're terrible.
We just saw Dak Prescott overthrow Tavon Austin by the same margin.
That was a whole different situation. This is just get the season over with. That's your quarterback that you're over there going, it's about Carson. Baloney, it's about Carson Wentz.
Baby. Eagles, give me a playoff shirt.
With your second string, you beat the Giants because they are pathetic.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.